Good evening. Thanks for being with us this weekend for the urban debate. I'm Seher Zama. Today we're going to be talking about why our big cities with established infrastructure are flooding and are flooding rather frequently. Yes, agreed. There has been a change in rainfall patterns. There has been a change even in the intensity of rainfall that is being recorded year after year. But this isn't something that has changed overnight. At least for the past 2-3 years, this change in pattern is being witnessed. Flooding has now been taken regularly in all of our big cities. Sometimes not just once, at least twice a year now. So what we're asking today is our municipality, across our big cities at least, not keeping up with this changing pattern? Stormwater drain areas, is there no change in design, in preparedness for next year? Also, is city expansion plans being kept in mind with respect to this climate change? We're going to be discussing all of this tonight. But the images that you have on your screen is the latest of what has been reported in Bengaluru, with overnight heavy rainfall that was witnessed just yesterday led to massive flooding in several areas across the capital city. This is very similar to what has been seen in the past week and few days in Pune as well, and in Hyderabad as well. Let's throw this open and discuss this further with our guest tonight. We have with us Mr. Mahesh Palawat, who is the Vice President of Meteorology and Climate Change with us. We have Mr. Sudhir Krishna, who is the former Union Secretary of Urban Development, and Captain Ganesh Karnik with us, who is the spokesperson of the BJP Karnataka. Thank you all for being with us. Let's make a start here with Mahesh Palawat, who is in fact going to be getting us in a word and more information here, sir. With respect to these changing patterns, this is not something that we're looking at overnight. This is something which is enough of a calculation to make for sitting governments, for sitting municipalities in charge in what to expect in the coming years as well.
Yes, you are right. We have seen this changes gradual. Since last decade, we have seen the rainfall pattern is changing and extreme weather events are on rise. You can see the heavy snowfall, extended heat wave conditions, and strong cyclones. And the example is right in front of us in 2018 Kerala flood, which casualties were more than 500 during that time. And recently we have seen yesterday the Bengaluru flood and unusual flood in month of October for Telangana, particularly in Hyderabad. We have seen extreme weather events are on rise. So this is a climate change which is taking place gradually, and the reason being the greenhouse effect, greenhouse gases are increasing, global warming is taking place, air temperature is rising, and with rise in air temperature, the capacity of air to hold the moisture is increasing. That's why the extreme weather events, the thunder clouds or cloud burst, all these weather events are taking place day by day. And now, if we are not able to control this change in climate change, and if we are not able to restore the greenhouse, the green cover. So these weather events, extreme weather events, will keep on rising year after year, and this type of deluge will be seen all over the place. Yeah,
That's right. Mr. Krishna, as someone who's been the former Union Secretary in Urban Development here, in your view, have respective governments been keeping this in mind, that city expansions, urban development needs to be strictly kept in mind now with these patterns of climate change as well, which we don't see happening in our big cities, in our metro cities right now?
India has urbanized to the extent of about 32%, and much more urbanization is expected and it is desirable, and we have to encourage urbanization. But the way cities are facing these challenges, including the flooding, puts a big question mark on whether we should be urbanizing this way. I see the challenge in urban planning and urban management. That is what the issue is. The cities themselves have not grown in a scientific manner, or they are planned well, or whatever planning has been done has not been put into actual implementation. You see, the flooding in cities, as much in rural areas also, is based on watershed basis. There are drains, natural drains, which take the rainwater into the tanks. And the surplus water from tank first goes into the floodplains, and from floodplains it goes to the rivers and onwards into the sea. That is the natural arrangement for drainage. But unfortunately, in cities, on one hand, the floodplains are ignored. They are being developed, either by encroachment or by way of official development, like we see in Delhi, in Yamuna floodplain, the Akshardham, the Commonwealth Games project, and so on. They came, and then similarly, there are encroachments by the slums also. The slums come normally in the floodplain or on the river tank foreshores or on the Nala courses, because these are the government lands and normally in normal course not very much visited. So encroachments take place there and slums come up there. So all put together, the rainwater is not able to find
Right.
its way, and therefore it leads to flooding. So this is one part of the story.
That's
And
right.
yeah, side by side, when the drains are in the city, the arrangement of city is such that drains are owned by the agency which owns the appurtenant road. So drain becomes part of the road. Now the roads are owned by large number of agencies in a city. And in Delhi, for example, almost 3 dozen agencies own road. The defense agencies own road, the state government will own some road, the municipalities will own some road, and there are large number of other organizations like Highway Authority of India and so on. They all own roads, and along with that, they own the drains. Now, so there is no coordination. Natural water doesn't know where it is flowing through this authority's roadside or that authority's roadside. It wants to flow into the reservoir, whatever tank or river, wherever it is. But the authorities being so different, and so they are either for developments, also they don't coordinate with each other, and even for the before the rainy season, before the monsoon, they have to clean the drain by everybody's manual says that. But whether they do it in
That's
a
right.
coordinated manner or not, that remains a big question. As a result, the drains are not cleaned or prepared before the monsoon in a way that rainwater can find its way. And by the time everybody does their job, flood is there already on our shoulder. And therefore, there is a strong need to revisit some of the urban management frameworks, like of which the flooding and the drainage management. Drainage management is a very crucial aspect, which is also which has a developmental aspect on one hand and planning aspect on the other hand. Current development, construction on one hand, and naturally given the nature has given a drainage framework on other hand. So all
Absolutely.
this is integrated, and we must have a management framework
That's right.
which will allow the drainage system to be handled well, and not of, as we go along in
Let's in
discussion.
fact, yes. Yes, Mr. Krishna, you've of course explained all aspects to this here and having various departments working on the same page to this here as well. Let's get in a response here from Captain Karnik, spokesperson of the BJP in Karnataka, there with us. Captain Karnik, in your view, and what we generally get to hear from sitting governments in affected cities who've been affected by floods and heavy rainfall here, saying that this is an act of Mother Nature, it's out of our control. Is that always right? Yes, Captain Karnik, if you could please unmute your microphone so that we could hear you. All right, Captain Karnik, we're going to be fixing the audio issues on that in just a bit here. But let's carry on further with this discussion. Mr. Mahesh Palawat, on what you just heard, the...
Hello.
All right. Okay, we're going back to Captain Karnik here
Yes,
on this.
please.
Yes, Captain
Yeah.
Karnik, please respond. The question here being that
yes.
there are forces within the government wherein which, if working in time, can avoid this nature of flooding, this loss of life, this damage to property.
A simple answer is yes. But before I try to dwell on it, Greetings and best wishes to my co-panelists and the entire audience on the auspicious occasion of Navratri. I'm coming on your channel for the first time, so thank you very much for this opportunity. Weather is a very
Thank you.
complex phenomena. Like Mr. Maheshji mentioned, I don't think we can do much about it. But with regard to urban planning and management, a lot can be done. Sri Sudhir Krishna ji is a very senior bureaucrat, and what he explained, he partly has the answer for all our nuances. Well, the unplanned urbanization and unplanned development of cities, every inch of city being metalled, no allowance of water to seep down through the natural process of during precipitation, and every drop of water running as a surface runoff, encroachment, clogging of drains, and many such issues. Our lakes are completely encroached. There is no natural drainage into the underwater storage. So there are many complex issues which have come together. Bangalore city, for that matter, since the 1970s, when the population was of 30 lakhs, has gone beyond 1 crore people now in 40, 50 years of time. So this uncontrolled urbanization and unplanned and badly managed urban development issues have contributed. This is one part, but being a responsible government, being responsible, administrative, setup that we have in different cities, we cannot simply wash off our hands saying that, it is unplanned, unseasonal, we can't do much. So my simple take is, whether it is Bangalore or any other big city in this country, we need to address the issue of urban infrastructure development in a very professional way. Unless you do it, the unseasonal rains because of global warming or many issues that Mr. Maheshji raised, and changing distribution pattern of the monsoons have brought in this kind of deluge in cities, causing havoc, causing damage, causing death, and all kinds of nonsense. So I think it is time we address this issue.
That's right.
Mr. Sudhir Krishna was addressing one small issue which is going to happen in the next, say, 2-3 decades. There is going to be a huge migration from, the villagers to an extent of about 40% of the rural masses migrating to tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 cities in search of livelihood opportunities. So just imagine, things are pretty bad now. What will happen if 40% of the rural masses are going to migrate in the next 25 years to the cities? So it is
That's
time.
right.
You have raised a very,
Captain
very important
Karnik,
issue.
we of course have identified the causes here of this,
Yes.
but it's also about governments having to fix it.
Yes.
This is not being seen with urgency. There are stormwater drainage systems that are vulnerable, that have been identified, the planning to which has to be changed as well, which should have been done yesterday, which should have been done last year and still hasn't happened.
I agree.
There is a lot
Totally
which
agree
is
with
in
you.
the government's hands, but doesn't happen.
No, I totally agree with you. Successive governments cutting across all parties in almost all cities have miserably failed, and we have to own up that responsibility. It is just not, clearing the clogged drains alone. It is unplanned development that we are talking of. See, the uncontrolled building activity also has added to the confusion. Now, we have an NDC, a kind of a design for the entire city to be taken into consideration. But do we follow that? We have, measures and rules and regulations to control encroachment. Are we implementing it? There are natural drains, and the banks of natural drains have been illegally occupied, encroached. We have plans to, we have rules and regulations to evict them from that place. Are we doing it? So yes, I own a responsibility if you say that I represent the political system, that we have miserably failed in ensuring that we have been functioning professionally as per the set norms, regulations, systems, and all that. So urban development is a very major issue which has to be implemented professionally. And all these things, if addressed professionally, possibly there are issues. The precipitation once in a while, cloudbursts and unplanned, unseasonal rains are going to be things which we are going to face, encounter in the coming years. But are we preparing ourselves for it? We are all involved in mundane matters. We are all involved in silly, trivial things. We are all involved in politicking. But the issues of urban livelihood and urban lifestyle, unless it is addressed on a very serious note with a proper planning.
Right.
I don't think it's going to be only debating once in a year during
All
these
right,
floods
so
and
so
during
there,
these
there's
heavy
there's an
downpours.
admission that yes, sitting
Yes, I agree
governments,
with you.
including yours here, are not taking this as a pressing issue and an urgent matter. Please stay on with us. It's important here to
Yes,
listen
please.
into what the Chief Minister of Karnataka, while visiting the affected areas of Bengaluru today, Chief Minister Yediyurappa here having stated and listing out some of those problems and what the government is doing. Let's take a listen in.
Because of heavy rains, the drainage system is not good. That's why the water is provided here. That's why we decided to give 25,000 rupees compensation to each house, and that we are going to give it a check from this evening only. We will start giving check to the household person, those who lost rice and other materials, bed and cloths and everything they lost. For them, we are going to give 25,000 rupees compensation.
All right, that's of course compensation being announced to the affected people, but also saying that this has happened because of a poor drainage system. He has admitted to why this has happened exactly. Further adding to that, he also earlier said that they would work upon cleaning up encroachments mercilessly. Now, that's something that could take quite a while, that could cause massive friction with people living in areas which have been encroached upon. Mr. Palava, do you think that there is even now a possibility of fixing this in a year's time? Because we will be looking at this year after year. We're looking at this happening twice in a year. Rainfall nowadays a lot of times means flooding. I mean, flooding was a rarity, but even now annual regular rainfall means flooding.
Yes, we can say that monsoon is a 4 month period, that is between June and September. And areas which is being affected by southwest monsoon are right from Kerala, Karnataka, mainly North India Karnataka, coastal Karnataka, and northern and central states. All these states are affected during the monsoon season, and Rayalaseema, Tamil Nadu, and coastal Andhra Pradesh. These areas receive heavy rainfall during northeast monsoon between October and December. So we should plan well before onset of monsoon in the month of May to clear the waterways and clog this clogged what we can say that waterways and all things should be maintained well before advance, and we need not to bring the NDRF team even after any such eventuality, because now we have seen that rainfall pattern is also changing, and earlier the monsoon pattern or the low pressure areas or depressions which were forming over Bay of Bengal, they tend to travel in northwesterly direction across Orissa, Bihar, Jharkhand, and towards northwest India, Delhi, Punjab, and Haryana. And since last few years, we have seen that these areas,
This
particularly
is across the
northwest
breadth of the country.
Yes.
rain efficient and central parts of the country, right from Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra, including North India, Karnataka, Marathwada, which were rain deficient earlier, now they are being flooded. And when most parts of Madhya Pradesh, Telangana, even Gujarat, this year we have seen Saurashtra and Kutch received excess rainfall during the southwest monsoon in the month of October also. Now it is surplus by more than 150%. So monsoon pattern is changing, rain, extreme weather events are changing. So we have to cope up with changing weather events, and we should prepare ourselves well before the onset of monsoon in the month of May.
So Mr. Palava, you're saying effectively this is something that affects various states in different times of the month, but it is something that now we're looking at all year round. If it's a question of just receiving monsoon, it also means having flooded cities here. Mr. Krishna, final comment from you here, please, on the urgency, the pressing urgency that this needs to be acted upon. For now, of the pattern with respect to government reactions that we're looking at is providing that relief, conducting relief and rescue operations, announcing compensation, and then it's forgotten after that. There is no immediate urgency that we see in fixing this, to not having a repeat or as much a scale of devastation in the next year.
What the government is doing in giving relief to the affected people is an urgent necessity, and that is appreciated. That has to be done. I mean, somebody has suffered and they have to be given relief. That is all right. But the issue is that how to prevent this from happening again. See that the nalas are not being cleaned properly. The solid waste, the municipal waste is often flowing into the natural nala courses. So the solid waste management is very important. The plastic waste goes and clogs the drains, and therefore the rainwater is not able to go anywhere but to flood the places. So that is one issue. The second is that, which you notice that the Chief Minister of Karnataka has been bold enough to say that the encroachments will be removed from the floodplain areas and the nala courses. It's a very bold statement. It has to be appreciated, because what has happened is that in urban areas, in most cities, there are old habitations that are called villages, urban villages, and they are not under any regulation, any planning or any regulation. So they are development takes place there, and that adds to the confusion of flooding, and they are the most affected people, because there are poorer people, relatively poorer people live there with much less planned development. So they suffer more on account of flooding. So we have to take care that in the nala courses, in the tank bed areas, floodplain areas, the encroachments must be cleared on one hand, and the nalas must be cleaned before the onset of monsoon thoroughly. And thirdly, the solid waste management. So the solid waste doesn't flow into the nala courses, drainage. These are some important satellite imagery. Satellite imagery is very much available, much more easily available than it was 10 years before. We can identify the nala courses, we can identify the obstructions to the natural drainage system using satellite imagery at very little cost. So the municipal and planning authorities must make use of the government of India has got this Bhuvan map through the ISRO. They have got the Bhuvan satellite image, like Google Map, that is a government version of almost free of cost practically for the municipal bodies and government agencies. And they can see on a real-time basis the flow of water, natural water,
Right. So what you're saying, Mr. Krishna, I'm afraid we'll have to leave it at that. But effectively, what you're saying is to have a holistic approach. Just stopping at a relief or a rescue operation and providing that compensation to the flood-affected areas, to the people in the flood-affected areas, it doesn't stop there. This is a holistic approach that needs to be taken into account. It's a calculation. It's a year of preparedness, of a calculation that needs to be made here with respect to redesigning a drainage system of a city, and also re-looking at all of our city expansion plans here as well. India cannot afford to be having an annual flooding of all our big cities and metros year after year. We're back in just a bit. Stay on with us for more news and updates.